everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Hey guys, good morning. It's actually before noon. Can you believe it? Ah, it's before noon. It's kind of shocking. We don't really get up and get on here that early, but we're kind of far behind in some footages and some interviews. So let's try to get caught up. I do want to go live this evening at some point with Kai Davis's interview, and then we'll do Ava Woods tomorrow, and then we'll probably do something else tomorrow too, so that we can try to get caught up as much as possible. I'm still going through the unredacted documents that were released and then taken away. I haven't actually checked the website this morning. Let me check it real quick and see if they've put any of the redacted versions back up. There's no new order. Just the one that we already went over. No, nothing's been placed back on here. And I'm really curious as to if and when, if maybe at all, because especially now with this lawsuit going on, I just don't know. I don't know if other stuff is going to be released now, especially with how much this lawsuit with WSU is nothing but straight up freaking lies. Which is crazy. We went through 4.5 hours of that thing yesterday. I'm going to go in and clip the most important pieces. But the most important piece out of all of it is that there's no proof that he was looking at a window. It's obvious that they would have said that the prints on the window outside of the house match his because they've had him in custody for 3 years now. You know, that would have been already figured out and proven. So that's false. Then the whole, it's okay, Kaylee, I'm here for you. That's a straight up freaking lie. And then on top of that, the stalking. Bill Thompson himself threw a whole massive toddler-sized fit when the survey guy started asking if anyone had heard that question before. And Bill Thompson is the reason why it went stupid, because they could have come out at any time. At any time. Ann Taylor could have too. Even in a gag order, I looked this shit up. Both of them could have come out at any time. Anytime. And corrected the false statements that were out in the media. They could have. And again, so could have Ann Taylor, and again, even under a gag order. You can make corrections. You can make corrections. You can't come out and just give willy-nilly information. But if there are false statements out there, then you can correct them. And neither side chose to until they had to. Neither side chose to until the survey started going around and Bill Thompson had to finally stand up and admit, you're asking questions that are in a false pretense. You know for a fact that Kohberger did not stalk any of the victims. Well, no, see, we didn't know that at first because that's all that y'all have tried to say. Even those of us who were over here asking questions were still really confused about what was actually happening because y'all produced no evidence. Then y'all started producing evidence and you proved even further everything that you said has been bullshit. So there's that. We went through 4.5 hours of nothing but a bunch of repetitive, obviously not well-written bullshit from 2 major law firms that collectively, with 6 people on the docket, still could not get the information correct. Wild. Absolutely, actually insane. And it was accepted. Yes, that's the problem. This shit was filed when we first started talking about it. It takes a certain amount of time for things, for this sort of civil suit, for this kind of lawsuit to actually settle into the court and be approved for filing. This shit was approved for filing with all of the false information. And there's no way that out of all those people and the families, Steve is already getting called out for his lies, and he's allowing his Instagram lies and the lies about Dylan hearing the person's voice say Kaylee's name be put in a lawsuit that he's expecting for the world to take serious. You're making yourself look like more of a clown. Let's be so for real. And what's really crazy is that I went over to Anjanette Levy's whatever she was doing, and all the comments, I can't say all, the majority of the comments are saying there's no way this is going to stick. But Bill Thompson said that he wasn't stalking. Like, even names that I know are like guilters are even saying, okay, but hold up. We were already told by them that he wasn't stalking them. So how are they now going to sue WSU for stalking if there wasn't stalking? I don't know if the families realize like how every single time, especially the Goncalveses, how every single time they make a move into the public, they make themselves look worse. That's just the facts. I'm not making that shit up. This looks dumb. If it would have come out and been full of facts, then I would have been like, hell yeah, we're going to get something. And truthfully, we might still get some sort of something from this, especially since they're asking for a jury trial. But when it's full of lies, what am I supposed to expect to happen in that jury trial about this case if they're going to allow that jury to think that Bryan Kohberger stalked the victims? If they are going to allow that jury to believe that Bryan Kohberger was talking to them or trying to talk to them on social media, when we know that that's not true at all. It's really frustrating, especially when it's coming from lawyers. Like, this isn't like some stupid YouTube channel who has a dumb opinion because they're choosing to not read documents, not watch over hearings. These are attorneys. These are attorneys that are supposed to be detailed, factual, and really digging into things. And they've proven already they're inadequate. I would never, ever hire either one of these law firms for anything if I was anyone in their areas, knowing the lies that they both collectively put in this 126 pages of bullshit. This does not give them a good reputation, a good rating at all. It proves that they are incompetent collectively, which is a problem because they're not even from the same state. They're not even from the same state. Thank you for the $1.99, Crystal. First time here. Well, thank you for being here. And welcome, welcome, welcome to all you guys that are in here today. Yes, I did put another video on my second channel today. It's right here. It's about AI. Because there's this motion control stuff that is really creepy. It's really, really creepy. And they have it to where you can like record a video and then put a filter over you and you look like you're a real human. This isn't like me wanting to make like a poop emoji or like the little thought potato person that I showed you guys an example of where you can obviously see that it's boo-boo. These look like real humans. And there are influencers out there with millions of followers that people didn't know for the first few months were fake because the AI is so good. And most people, let's be so serious, they don't read bios, they don't read details. And even though these accounts said that they were AI in the freaking bio, 95% of people had no idea. And 95% of those 95% of people are a bunch of simping ass males because the AI girl is gorgeous. And they're showing how nasty they are. They don't even care that it's not real. That's the problem. And that's where the problem came in with what's going on with Grok. And I don't care about the restrictions that Elon put on it now. The fact that the people that were asking for 12-year-olds photos to be turned into a 12-year-old in a bikini and there's no freaking criminal charges happening and they know damn well they can track down those accounts. I have problems with all of that shit. It's the humans that are the issues with the AI, not the AI. AI can do amazing things. AI can help people hear, can help people see, can help people learn, can help people do a million things. It's when the wrong people get a hold of it that's the problem. And they've already shown how freaking nasty they are. On top of that, I ran across a case where a woman was deep faked into spending a year in jail, and it took them that long to find out that it was AI and fake. That's crazy. Then on top of finding that story, I found another story about a teacher who was making AI corn of his students. Probably with the help of Grok, knowing what it's been capable of doing here recently. That's what we're going to be talking about on my channel. And all the weird celebrity deaths. The AI and the weird celebrity deaths. That's what we're going to be doing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pop this video up on here now. Some of you guys might have seen this if you can stomach gray hues. You might have seen this. This is the noon to 1:02-ish time frame. And it's really funny that there's no sound on this one either. No sound on this one either. So the very beginning of this 12 hours and the very end of this 12 hours has no sound. No sound. So I'm going to eventually get an entire 12-hour video, hopefully posted. I don't know if YouTube will let me do that. It might have to be like a live stream that just streams for 12 hours with the whole video playing and then it processes to have like the full timeline, unedited, no commentary, just like out there. Because that's what I really want to do with all of it. I just don't know what YouTube is going to let me do. So we'll see. We will see. Let me go ahead and get this all straightened out. But yeah, there's no sound. You're going to see... You're going to see people coming in and out of here. What I'm really interested in is if we can see when Jeff Kernodle shows up. Because we know that Dollinger is the person who spoke to him. And then he went up to the police department after that. He was the first family member that was spoken to. So I would like to see if it shows whenever he actually shows up here, because I don't know if we have... I don't want this showing on here. Can I take it off? Okay. I don't know if we have a timestamp for that. We know that we know what time the timestamp says for his report for talking to Dollinger, but I don't think we know what time he actually got there. Okay, let me type this in real quick. It's like, it stops at like 1:02 in some seconds. But it's really interesting, again, this 12-hour time frame, like this 12 o'clock hour timestamp, is silent, just like the other portion is silent, which is, you know, ridiculous in my opinion. I don't see how it's just like that 12 hours that's choosing to be silent. That's wild. Hold on, let me check this real quick in case it's my children. Okay. Okay, so no headphones needed. Yeah, it was muted. As far as I understand, his was muted. Mine's completely muted. There's no sound. It's just like the original one I got for the 1255. There's no sound to even grab. It's just video. I'm just going to go ahead and play it. Because, I mean, like, I can just talk. See, the cop just pulls in. He was right there. In case you missed it. Let me do it one more time. There's Noons just now pulling in. We've seen the first like 5 minutes of this because we have it on the very tail end of the 12-hour footage. But you're going to see just the cars going back and forth. There's Jenna. That's who Bethany was talking to on the phone and texting. So at this point, Noons, see, that's another thing I want to do too. Like, as they're pulling in, I want to get all the body cams together. Like, when I say I want to like do this right, it's going to take such a long freaking time because I don't have the programs right now to be able to do to this stuff that I want to do. I can't believe y'all are even still watching Christina Randall. If y'all had any idea about how nasty that woman is in real life and what's been found on the interwebs about her, y'all really need to do some research into the people that y'all watch for real. She's nasty. She's got like corn stuff out there while she's married. And some people might not care about that kind of thing, but I think you're nasty as shit. If you're out there entertaining some bullshit and you're in a whole relationship, I don't give a damn how much money you get from it. You're nasty. There's no reason for her to be standing there in photos with her cheeks all spread out. Okay. And they're out there. I've seen them. I'm just saying. She nasty. Oh, for real. Yes. Please look. Please go do some research. She's gross. Yeah, we saw these cars on the cams. Christina Randall. Oh, thank you for the 10. Say it louder. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Christina. And I didn't know any of that stuff until I called her out for being a liar about a Bryan Kohberger Idaho 4 case video that she did. And people started sending me all kind of stuff. Even my buddy sent me some pictures. I was like, bro, the fact that you even know this is out there. He knows dirt on like all kinds of people. You really just cannot hide nothing from this dude. He really just like knows it all. I was like, damn, bro, I don't want to see this shit. But thank you for the warning. Christina Randall. Christina Randall. She's good at talking, and I get why people like watching her. But if you actually pay attention to the cases, then you won't like watching her because you notice how non-factual she is. And the whole point of following true crime is to get the truth. True isn't the freaking word. We're not lie crime. We're not untrue crime. We're true crime. So why do you want to watch people that lie to you and put false information out there? That makes your entire existence here on YouTube redundant. Let's be so for real. Okay. 3 minutes in. Yeah, we've seen all this stuff before. What I want to see, I don't think we did. Do we see it? We should see Jack walking over to the crime scene at this point, like on this camera. I don't know what time it shows that he's over there on Nunes' camera, but we should see him walking over there. Yep, she's the ex-con. She's the ex-con. Which I'm all for people changing, but don't come out here whenever you've already dealt with the damn justice system and then lie on other people who are dealing with the justice system because you look like a piece of shit. And that's just the truth. Like, you should know better. And you don't, obviously. Or at least you do know better, but you know that that's not going to get you as many views. You like the salaciousness, which is bullshit because these cases are effed up enough. That's what I've always said. Like, these cases are so sad, so depressing, so disgusting, some of these cases. There's no reason to fake anything. It's already horrible. I think that's Snyder. Some people were questioning while they were parking at the end of the road instead of driving up. I believe it's so ambulances could come through if they needed to get there, because at this point, I don't know if they knew that they didn't need medical help when people were pulling in. And so I think they were just doing that to make sure that there was area space for them to come through if they needed to. Also, they needed to block off the road. So it sort of makes sense to me. I think that's Gundy. That's Gunderson right there. Anjanette Levy is just one of those paid people. Annie Elise has been fake as shit since she stopped doing her own research. That's when you know that you can't really trust people anymore. When they sign on with organizations, when they tell you they have a team researching for them, and you are not allowed to like know any details of any of that stuff, you know damn well what they're giving you is something written off of a script. Annie Elise has said a lot of things incorrect that she could have found if she would have just double checked her researcher's work. And she used to be really detailed, and she used to be really honest, and she used to put out a lot of true details, but they get to a certain point and it goes away. I didn't even expect to get to 50,000. Okay. I just wanted to talk because this shit is like, obviously I spent years in school and have horrible credit with $60,000 worth of student loans for just, funsies, I guess. When you notice the change, it's obvious. It's obvious because they don't even try to fix their mistakes. And it's not okay because they come out here as like truth warriors, and then they see a little bit of money and they see a little bit of convenience in what they can do with that money, and they lose their integrity. And that's a big problem. It's a big freaking problem. It just needs to be. They should at least have the integrity enough to double check what they're about to say is accurate. Just because somebody's paid to do the research doesn't mean it's accurate research. But I used to watch her every day. I used to watch Annie Elise every day. I used to watch Christina Randall because she talked about a bunch of other cases that Annie Elise didn't, just to like have stuff in the background when I was like in the office. But like I said, once I started actually doing this myself, it became obvious the people that were not honest. But unless you're really digging into the documents and you're not just watching mainstream, it's really hard to know who's being honest and truthful, because so many people mockingbird the lies. So many people don't know their lies, which we've seen. We've seen everywhere. Thank you for the 2, Michelle. Welcome, Miss E. Petty Crocker. Oh, what just happened? Why did it just do that? I'm going to go back and see if it does that twice. Does it do that twice? Like, or was that a glitch on my end? I don't know if Gray Hughes video does that. That's creepy. It only shows the big bright yellow guys. Again. Oh, wow. I wonder what caused it to do that. That's the only time I think in all the footage that it's done a glitchy thing. I wish there was sound. I wish there was sound. 5 gifted memberships, Sharon. Thank you. Congratulations to those who got those. Congratulations. I think that is EMS, or at least portions of EMS. No. Yeah, that's EMS. Damn, they really parked all the way down there. I guess I didn't realize they parked on Taylor. Yeah, I just realized, well, maybe at this point, he's been like, there's no point, maybe. Like, y'all, like, it's too far gone. Y'all aren't going to be able to come in here anyway. So maybe they just knew they weren't going to need the stretchers. I don't know. I don't know why there's no sound. This is how it was sent to me. So the first hour of the 12-hour segment, and see how that was just screwed up again too. The first 12 hours of this segment is silent, and then the last hour of the 12-hour segment is silent, which is crazy. Oh, he's running. Give me a second. It does glitch like that. I wonder why it does that. Yeah, I wish we could like hear everything. I mean, it's honestly kind of stupid that, like, if they are doing this on purpose, that they're doing this on purpose, because we already know what's being said in the freaking first responder cam. Is that JD? Is that Jack right there? There's Jack. He's not running. How worried can you be? Look at him. Now, you'd think with 18 million cops at your ex-girlfriend's house that you're still obviously in love with, that you would have a little hustle in your step. That's crazy. He's just chilling. The hell? I'd have been running. I even thought, even after me and my piece of shit ex broke up, me and my daughter thought one time that he OD'd in his RV. And in the middle of the night, we drove out there pounding on the door just to make sure that he was alive. Like, I expected to see a little bit more hustle and JD's walk right there. That's crazy, right? Like, it almost makes you wonder, like, does he know? Because he's sure just chilling. Yeah, Jack's 17-minute phone call that no one told us about decor. I wish we had the sound. But you know what? It's not going to be hard because we have, like I said, the body cams, and there's not a lot muted in the body cams. It's very, like, the first responder body cams are the most redacted ones. Warner's and Noon's. Snyder's wasn't really as redacted as I thought it would have been for as much motion that he was doing. No, but I'm about to. I'm either going to go back my Sonic the Hedgehog blue, or I'm going to do like a really deep purple, and I'm going to wear a shirt all the time that just says anti-liberal, because people think I'm some sort of like crazy person because I dye my hair and I have piercings, and I like being like the non-stereotype. So that's what I'm about to do. I've talked about it on my Twitter for like 3 days now. It's either going to be bright, bright blue or bright, bright purple. One of the two is going to happen. No, I think JD knows. I think he knows, because why aren't you running? Aren't you running? Like, you just saw her. You just were on the phone with her a few hours before this, and you're not running? Bro. Oh, well, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not my truth, though. It's theirs. That's the problem. Their truth has not been spoken. Their truth is not being told, and that's why I have such a big problem. That's why I have such a big problem. I have a huge problem with it. The state should care enough about the victims to make sure that their stories are being told. And instead, they're just trying to protect a story. That doesn't do any good. Doesn't do any good. 12:09:40. Yeah. Paramedics are still walking around. Oh, too far. What are we looking for? What was I looking for? It's past it now. A little silver car? We do not like gray hues. Gray hues is rude to people that give him money. He berates his viewers until they give him money. And that's horrible. I don't know how you can call yourself a man and beg for change like that. That ain't a man. Sorry, not sorry about it. My dad would never. That car has the slit in the window. This car right here could definitely be SV1. Look at the window. This car would look white in a black and white cam. Because it's the same color as this vehicle right here. And that car, this is silver and this is white. And on that camera at night, they look the same. And look at the slit. This looks like the car that's parked under the Linda Lane. That's what I've told you guys. There's cars that match this damn profile of this vehicle everywhere. And it's not just like the profile itself. I look at that damn window. I look at the back window. You see how this one right here is curved? This one has an angle that's very, 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 very sharp. So this car literally could be SV1 because they're so stupid they don't know better. Isn't that crazy? More common than not car shape, yeah. You have to look at the windows and the little details. That's what you wanted me to look at? It does look like that. Sure does. I can't stand that there's no sound here, especially since we already know what's going on. There goes the paramedics leaving for like the final time. Leaving for the final time. Which I still find interesting that like they didn't even bother taking like Dylan and Bethany in just to do like some sort of like actual evaluation on them. I found that interesting. Who was that? So they just walk out, take a look, and then leave. Like, yep, I am not even going over there. Oh, no, here comes the paramedics again. So they go back and forth to do what? Blankets, I guess. Yeah, just blankets. Oh, I know. Grace talks shit about me personally on his channel because I talk shit personally about him. He sucks. And then he says that he's a good person because he donates his money. That's like my piece of shit ex saying that he was a good person just because he did everything horrible but cheat on me. Well, I would have rather you cheated on me than try to kill me. So what is your point? Gray sucks. Gray sucks. I do remember she said that. She says that she brought blankets out there, which honestly, I didn't know. I don't know how many of you guys have listened to Ava's interview. I didn't know until the interview that just came out that she had already like been in a pretty high intense crime situation, like as a witness to things from how she says. And remember, she wasn't going to be called to the trial for the state. She was being called to the trial for the defense. So I'm really curious as to what they were going to ask her. We're going to watch Kai's tonight, and then we'll watch Ava's tomorrow. I like to do them separately. Oh, let me tell y'all about my damn call with the city attorney. Everything went stupid with the horizontal vertical landscape shit yesterday during the live that I completely freaking forgot about it. Okay. Oh, thank you for the 2 again, Sharon. Yeah, we have to. Because, I mean, look what the parents are allowing in this lawsuit. Lies. What kind of parents are just okay with straight up lies? I understand if you really think that he's the guilty party and you're mad. I get that. But why would you be okay with all of the lies that you already know are not true all these months later? That must be Ava. Is that Ava with the blankets? No, she's leaving somewhere else. Where's she going? Who the frick is that? Is she going to Jack's house with a blanket? And then looking back at the cops? Who is you and what are you doing? She's going to Jack's. Thank you for the $7.99. Yes, F that dude. F that dude. She comes back with people? Okay. Okay, so let me tell y'all about my city attorney call while we're doing this since there's no freaking sound. First off, when she called me, it didn't ring. It went straight to voicemail, which is weird because I use Google Voice and not my real number for these people because I'm not playing with them. And when I called her back, it told me I was calling a spam number. It said suspected spam with the big, huge, like the exclamation point with the red dot. I was like, okay. So I told her, I was like, are you aware that your number is showing up on my phone as suspected spam? And she laughed. And it's the official, like, Moscow number. It's the one from the website. It's the legitimate, like, landline for their freaking office. So then she only wants to talk about processes. And I explained to her all the bullshit that we went through with 1112. And it basically just came down to, I'm the only person that has ever called that office unorganized and unprofessional. That's a lie. Miss ma'am, there ain't no way in shit that I'm the first person to tell you that y'all are a disorganized mess. I'm pretty sure your bosses have probably told you that. You're just not used to hearing it from a civilian, and that's not my problem because there ain't no way I'm the first one. Okay, so now here she is coming back with somebody else. So where'd she get them people from? Because it looked like she went that way. I guess she could have been at the house across from Jack's, or maybe she went around to both to like bring everybody over. Is what it seems. Okay, but you're not going over there. You're going back in. Okay. There's another blanket. Are you going to bring those over there? What are you doing? She got a Quarter Club hoodie on. Look, I got my McDonald's coffee too. We're twinsies. Okay. So they left to go. What did she run over there with the blanket for if she just carried the blanket back? I'm very confused about what the frick they just did here. Anyway, so I basically ran down to her. Like, I shouldn't have had to hold y'all's hand. I shouldn't have had to have been told that something didn't exist that your police reports tell me exists. I shouldn't have had to send you your own police reports in order to have y'all find the information. And she just kept going back to, well, the information that you get is all based on how specific you are. Ma'am, I'm sending you your own freaking reports. I'm way more detailed than anyone really needs me to be because I can't help it. What do you mean? So I'm like, okay, but what does me being specific, even more specific about something have to do with the fact that you're telling me something doesn't exist that I am actually asking for. Because I asked for 12:55 a.m. forward and you're telling me that it's not there, just for it to end up actually being there. And I had to coerce you basically by throwing a bunch of freaking documents in your face for you to go find it. She didn't care about any of that. She doesn't give us two. She literally gives two shits. And then she made the mistake of saying, because I said, who's responsible for double checking everything? Who is responsible for making sure that the FOIA requests are actually completed? Because to me, the letters that we received says 12:55 a.m. as the start time, meaning that Mr. Detective, Amber, and you, Mia, and I said that directly to her, and you, Mia, went through these FOIAs, and nobody out of the three of y'all realized that there were 2 hours of pieces missing, that there were 2 separate sections missing. None of y'all caught that mistake. None of you. Don't you see the problem with that? None of y'all are double checking anything. And again, she just kept saying, well, it's all based on how specific you are. I said, I have the letter in front of me that was written to me that says it starts at 12:55. You got this letter that showed that I was asking for information that started at 12:55. Amber knew that I was asking for information that started at 12:55. That detective knew from reading the request I was asking for information that started at 12:55. None of the three of you saw that it was missing. And y'all aren't disorganized. Y'all aren't unprofessional. I'm sorry. In what reality? In what reality? And the same thing for the money that we spent for the knife sheath information. Again, she just kept pivoting back to, well, it all depends on how specific. I've read everything to you guys that I've asked for. Am I not overly specific? I feel like I'm overly specific. I feel like I give them too much information because I just know they're stupid and I have to. So when I tell her, how is it okay that y'all charged us $200, but y'all kept 685 emails of blah, 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 blah. You know what she tried to tell me? That the majority of those emails were spam emails. I said, within 3 days, y'all had 685 emails worth of spam emails about the knife sheath. I highly doubt it. And that was her excuse. She was freaking beyond full of shit. No wonder she's a city attorney. She's so full of shit. But that's all that she had to say. It was, oh, you're not specific enough. You've got to be specific. Yes, the frick I am. And, oh, you're the first person to ever call us unorganized and unprofessional. I said, well, maybe because I'm the only one who chooses to push back. Because I expect things to be done correctly, especially from the office of a public servant. The Idaho people's tax dollars are going to waste, and they should be more upset about it than me. They should be more upset about it than I am. So ridiculous. But how all three of y'all are just going to like not see it. Like I gave her 20,000 examples. I was like, this isn't like y'all just like screwed up once. This is y'all screwed up 8 times for one request and then continue to screw up even after the request. And then you screwed up all these other requests too. It's not just a one-off. This is a majority of y'all are effing up everything. And the minority is y'all actually getting something right. You should care. They don't care. Because like I said, if they don't know what the frick's going on, or if they're trying to pretend that they don't know what's going on, it's plausible deniability. So people play stupid thinking that it's going to actually work. It doesn't work with me. I'm going to still call you out because I know that you know better. Playing stupid isn't cute. Anything about the redacted sounds has to go to Dollinger. Because all she wanted to answer was questions about the processes of FOIA. I couldn't ask her specific evidence questions. She's just the city attorney. She only knows about the processes. She doesn't know about the evidence. Which is why they gave me Dollinger's email. So I'm going to have to restructure everything I already sent over there when it comes to all of the reports that show all of the times this damn footage was downloaded. And now I have to add the one report that we finally found in those unredacted documents talking about how suddenly there's no sound on something that's not in any of the other documents. But there's no freaking way that there's no sound because the Goncalveses have it. And even though I don't trust them, I sort of feel like theirs has sound. I don't know why. This is like the one thing. I really feel like the G's got to that shit before somebody could mute it. Because if it took them 3 days, was it like the 19th? Was it the freaking 19th? It was like the 17th or the 19th that he finally got this downloaded from his phone. And everybody in the mama had access to that shit in the cloud. Like, we know that from the reports because somebody was viewing it at the time the officer removed the camera. And for some reason, this person felt the need to email the cops about it. So there's no telling what people were able to do, what access people had. And if Olivia, big and pregnant and upset that her sister was just killed in the house behind her, comes up to you and asks you if you have camera footage, you're going to give it to her. You're going to freaking give it to her. You're going to give her the access. And that's what I think happened. I think that they have access because they logged in and they had it from the cloud. I think he probably has more than just that one timestamp. I think he probably has a shit ton of it. But then again, if it truly, truly, truly has no sound, then again, he's out here lying. Which is what he's been doing the whole time. And they have been, because literally from like day 3, they're like, oh no, it was 156 and oh, we have all this proof. And then here came the Linda Lane leak and he's throwing screenshots out at people saying, hey, that sounds not accurate because we have something closer. And this is the exact view that we saw from this camera. So he either is lying to everyone and there's no sound, or he has all the sound and he's still lying to everyone because he's not being honest about what he hears. So either way, he's a liar. Either way, he's a liar. And that's just the facts. That's not an opinion. That's literally based on facts. It's been like almost 30 minutes. When do they all start coming over here? Because when Gunderson takes the SD card, his vehicle is like over here in the intersection. See, and that's why I'm kind of glad that I get to just email Dollinger about it, because there's no way. And for that exact reason, they cannot sit here and tell us that there's no freaking sound, but then we have 5 minutes of sound. It's like they were too stupid because of how unorganized they are to realize that the first freaking timestamp they sent me has sound from this So Say Silent thing. It's like they're too dumb to know that. How does that town feel safe with this sort of incompetence in the police department? The entire department needs an overhaul. None of them are good at what they do. That's more than obvious. That's more than obvious. The only way that's possible is if she actually knew the people that lived at 1112. Like, had contact with them. And we know that the Goncalveses didn't get off their lazy asses. They were too busy watching football to drive down to Moscow. So I doubt that they drove down and met the person at 1112 for her to be able to have done that night. I don't think it would have been that night. The next day. For sure. It's not 3:30 to 4:30. It's 3:30 to 4. It's like 30 minutes. The one that faces Taylor with the dumpster where the sunroof car comes around. It's like 30-ish minutes or so that's missing. It's not a full hour. It's not a full hour. Well, we don't know what time she got into Idaho, and it was her husband driving. Like, she was in the passenger seat doing all kind of crazy shit. I don't know how long the drive is. I know that it's really not as far as people want to make it seem, though. Because if you look at the map, Idaho and California aren't very far from each other. But you can definitely do a lot of driving at night pretty fast. I've done a lot of it. But I feel like she did. Plus, we don't know, again, what time they actually got there. I don't know what time she left. I don't know what time she got there. It's a sucky drive for being pregnant. I know that. But she apparently did a bunch of work in the passenger seat while they were driving. But I just don't think they would have been able to have gotten that this night. They would have had to have like personally known these people. And we know that Christy never stepped foot over there. And we know that even though Maddie had been there for a while, Kaylee had just moved into that place. Like at the end of summer, beginning of August, somewhere around there. It had only been a couple months. Yeah, 19 hours. I'm sure that they stopped somewhere first. They probably had to stop somewhere and sleep. Because I mean, look, it took Bryan and his dad, what, 3 days, I think? And they had to stop several places. I mean, unless they took turns sleeping, which I've done too, and driven like straight like that, like 18 hours straight, just taking turns driving and sleeping, it's possible, especially if it's important. So I don't know. But no, I don't think they had it that night. The next day, probably. That's why it makes me mad, because if you look at the reports, everything that Mowry needed was given to him on the 13th. Password, username, the freaking SD card, everything. Him saying, oh, I had to get the Wi-Fi box and I had to connect it to the same network and blah, 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 blah. No, you dumb little loser. Why do you think everyone else was able to access it without the Wi-Fi box from wherever they live? They didn't have to even be in the house to access it. He made it sound so ridiculously technical for no reason, when at the end of the day, what is it that he did? He downloaded the freaking app to his phone and downloaded it from the damn cloud. The same thing he could have done on the 13th to get the footage as fresh as possible without the possibility of all these other people logging in and doing whatever the frick you can do whenever you're logged in. Because whenever you're logged in, you're not just viewing it, you're logged in as the administrator for that account. You can do whatever you freaking need to do. So no, they allowed access to this evidence to who knows how many freaking people before he actually downloaded it. When again, he had the same app name, work phone, and username and password on the 19th that he had on the 13th. And he didn't do it because, oh my God, I got to move the Wi-Fi box and oh, I got to do all this technical shit. No, you don't. You want to sound like you're smart, so you want to act like you got to do all this shit when all you had to do was this. Log in. I don't know why he didn't do that. It literally says in the report it was given to him. He chose not to access it, not to bother logging in. Why? Because you wanted to do all this dumb shit for literally nothing. For literally nothing. He's not smart. He's not an expert. He's unnecessary. Completely. Oh, and that's another thing. I saw, is it Senior Wazowski, the guy that uses Mike Wazowski as his profile picture? I saw I can't say I saw it. I saw portions of the letter that he got about the camera and a couple other things. I was on my computer viewing it on, under his community post. I couldn't open it. I just know that they're trying to charge him like $7,500 for 99 hours worth of 11/12 footage. I don't know how much is actually left. All I know is the reports claim, and she told me that it's 11:13 at 12:55 a.m. to 11:17 at 5:22 p.m. and then the one day in December where they went and took the camera back out there. So for the $1,500 that we spent on this, that's like $125 an hour. To say that they want $7,500 for 99 hours of footage, that's a discount, baby, at $75 per footage hour. 50 less than what we paid. 50 less than what we paid. So considering that we've got 12:55 to 1, which is basically a full 12-hour stretch, I don't know if 99 hours is accurate. Unless there's days they're not telling us about. So I commented on his community post, asked them for the timestamps. Because that doesn't add up to me. If we have 12:55 to 1, that's 1 to 1, that's 12. If there was only 3 days and then one additional day, and we've got 12 hours already, and the additional day is only a few hours, I don't understand how there's still 99 hours left unless we're being lied to. So I want him to ask, what days and what timestamps do you have? Because we already have 12:55 to 1:02. So what's left? That's the specific question that needs to be asked. $7,500 for 99 hours. Again, that's a bargain for these fools. Remember, they wanted to charge $154,000 for 3 files from the FBI for some traffic footage. I think it was traffic cam footage things. I don't know, some like big high-end camera things. And then before this, whenever we asked them, which I don't know how, with all the additional prices that they keep giving us for all this stuff, I don't know how to get the full file. It's $20K. When just for 2 emails and 3 photos was $200. For 12 hours of footage that y'all should have handled already was $1,500. It's probably more than that by now. Yeah, $30 for the copy, that's normal. But that's just for this 12-hour period. $30 is the duplication fee. That's normal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much somebody pays for the original redactions. Up to a certain amount of storage, they will charge you a $30 duplication fee. And all they're doing is taking 5 seconds to grab your email, log into Zen2, pop the link in there, and then send it to you. $30 for like 5 seconds worth of work. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. You sent me an email? I didn't say it was 11:22. That was a mistake. I said 11:12. I know there's no 11:22 surveillance, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I didn't see my emails though, so I'll check it in a little bit. Thank you for the $9.99 White Lotus. It's not that I'm good at it. It's just that I have a memory that's like super packed. Super packed. Drives me a little bit crazy sometimes. But yeah, $7,500 for 99 hours. I would like to know what the 99 hours are. Especially since so many people had access to the cloud. Yeah, he works in IT. Yet he lied to everyone for 3 years about Bryan Kohberger's Wi-Fi touching the Wi-Fi at 11:22. Just to have to actually come out and admit that he had that wrong. Well, wouldn't you know better? Wouldn't you have known better? This is ridiculous. There is no 11:22 footage. We've asked them that. Let me go to my email and see if I have an email from you so I can read the whole thing. I don't have an email from you. I do not. I have some junk email. I have 2 share requests that I don't know why I'm getting because they shouldn't need to be requested. I need to go change that. But I do not have an email from you, sir. I just know that 11:22 doesn't have footage. I specifically asked them, remember the Brett Payne situation about Molly and how he's claiming that he can see Molly's car pulling into the parking area and all the things? We asked. There isn't any. There's none. We've specifically asked that question. If there's cameras at the parking lot, no. There's nothing that shows that house. But Amber's also kind of stupid, so she probably wrote it wrong. Like literally, she's not smart. She admits all the mistakes that she makes on the phone. She's the reason why everything's so damn disorganized. It's her responsibility to put all that stuff together. I know, but when I go to click on it on your community post, it doesn't open. It doesn't open. They won't. They doubled down. I have 3 videos about it. They doubled down and said no. They said no, that I must be talking about 1112. And I said no, because 1112 does not show 1122's parking lot. And he's describing 1122's parking lot. And no. That's why you need to contact them and make her give you specific information. Let me go try to open your thing again, because I tried to open it this morning whenever I made my comment on it, and I could not get it to expand. So let me try again. Yeah, look, I'll stop this right now and show you what it looks like when I try to open your stuff on your community post. It doesn't expand. So I can't read the whole letter. See, I can't, it doesn't expand when you click on it. Like, you can read more, but you can't, I can't read it. You see what it looks like? I can't read that. Like, I've tried to, but I can't read what you're asking for, like, up there when it comes to, like, these numbers that they're talking about. I can't see that. Like, I'm clicking on it, double clicking on it, nothing's popping up. It won't do it. Oh, did it even show? Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, right there. See, if you go here, like, I'm clicking it. This is as big as this gets. It doesn't open up to bigger. Like, you can't open up and read the letter. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see it. It happens whenever you post it from your phone. If you post it from your phone, it's like almost impossible to get it to show the whole thing. I rarely post from my phone on the community tab because it gives me these same stupid problems. But that's why I can't read. I can't read exactly what it is that you were requesting. Here, I'll put it in here. Yeah, because I'll send you the letters. I'll send you the letters that they sent me, and we can compare, like, what they're trying to freaking say for sure. I probably should just go ahead and put all of them on the Google Drive so that we have all the receipts available for everybody to watch, for everybody to look at. I mean, I've showed, yeah, that's not the same thing though. Like, you can zoom, but I need to be able to see the wording, and unless it opens up all the way, I can't see it. But yeah, I'm going to go through one of these days here and do, put all the receipts out. There's Murphy. If Murphy could freaking talk, bro. It's also kind of crazy to me that Jack didn't, like, get out and try to comfort Murphy at all. Because he wasn't being detained. He was just being told to sit in the back of the car. He could have gotten out if he wanted to. Like, I sort of get Dylan and Bethany being stupid, but the fact that Jack didn't, like, immediately get out and at least try to, like, pet him, calm him down, is interesting to me. I don't think they mean, like, reviewed as in not reviewed. I think they mean reviewed for public redaction. But honestly, they might have actually not watched a damn thing of it. It wouldn't shock me. It really would not. It really wouldn't. Yeah. See, and it's in the reports. Where is it? Okay. It's in the reports that he contacted the school about his mental health issues before the crime took place. So then he was contacted from them back, and like they had a whole conversation. And then after, I think it was that hearing that we went over back from like May of 2024, and we were going into the reports that were associated with that hearing, because Mowry just did like a whole shit ton of the reports like that day or the day before. The very next day or the same day of those reports getting done, there's another report from Brett Payne saying that he's calling Jack DeCore asking if he ever like got help for his mental health issues. And Jack is denying at that point even contacting the dean of students. The same way that he didn't tell the truth about the 17-minute phone call. In the same way that when he's confronted about that 17-minute phone call in his later on interviews in those reports we read, he denies remembering. All very important things. All very important things. Yeah, I'm looking. I still don't have an email from you. Like, I know what you're trying to tell me, but I'm looking at my email right now, and it's not there. It's not in spam either, because I checked that too. I just accepted another share request for the folders, but no, I do not have anything from you. You know what? Let me stop this for a second, because I want to ask you guys a question. I want to ask you guys a question. Going through the reports, we know Jack Showalter had blood in his apartment. Right? Right? We also know Jack DeCore's house had blood samples taken from it too. Now, I haven't gone into the documents to see if there's clarification on these samples or not, but I'm really, really sort of starting to wonder if these two got in some sort of fist fight that we don't know about that night. Because Jack saw him leave. Jack saw Jack leaving with Kaylee, and then maybe he saw him later, and they got into a fist fight. That was something that I wondered, because I heard that Jack got in trouble for something else that had nothing to do with the crime itself. But then when you consider the fact that both places had blood in them and they're trying to tell us that it has nothing to do with the crime, I'm wondering if they got into a fight because of Kaylee. Because who else would have like the anger built up inside of them enough to disfigure her face? Besides some heartbroken asshole who was pissed that she left the bar with another guy while she just ignored him the whole time. I've wondered. I've wondered. And it might not have been that night. It could have been the next day. But they both had blood in their apartments. So it's just something that I've been curious about. Especially with the way that Jack has like denied so many things. Jack DeCore has denied so many things. I don't know. It's just something I thought about. I don't have proof of it. It's just a fleeting thought. That's all. The amount of anger towards Kaylee is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Both of them were positive. I think it says apartment A for Jack's address, and then something about the kitchen, something like that. I don't quote me on those exact details, but it's in the reports. The Tale of Two Jacks for sure. So I don't know. Something I want to look into just to see if I can clarify it or not. Oh, thank you for the $4.99 White Lotus. Did you hear about the guy they found about a half an hour from the crime scene delirious and stabbed several times? What do I feel like I did hear something about that? Was that in a police report? Right, like, or that, because it could have been from a different day. I'd have to go back in and see the dates that they got the blood samples. I just know that at first they couldn't go into Jack Showalter's apartment because there was what looked to be blood on his front door, but then they swabbed it and it was negative. And it turns out that those apartments have like dripping rust. That's how it's being described, as dripping rust. And it wasn't until the maintenance guy called them and said he found blood in Showalter's apartment that they then walked in and did the samples. So I'd have to check the dates. But it is possible Jack D saw Jack S at the corner club with Kaylee, and at that point in time, if he really is innocent of everything, went and beat the shit out of him, or at least tried to. They could have gotten to a fight after the fact. But no, there's blood in both. And it's not just rust either. There's some of the trees by the steps, they drop these berries, and when they bust open, it looks like thick blood. Yeah, the maintenance guy situation was kind of freaking weird, wasn't it? That was weird. I mean, I think he was just going to the bar with them. That was the intention. That he was just going to go to John's Alley with them. The food situation being the target for them leaving the corner club was the lie that we were told for no reason. The truth is they wanted to go out and keep partying. They were going to go to another bar, which is fine. There was no reason not to tell us that. Them going to get food was a last minute decision. I still don't have an email. I got some bullshit from Instagram. I just got something from Etsy, something from Lethal Cosmetics. I don't have any emails. StreamYard is telling me I have clips ready. I don't have an email from you. This is true too. I don't put nothing past these girls. Ever since I was younger and I found out about the Slender Man situation, I don't put nothing past these females, especially these little blondes that look innocent. Those are usually the ones that are doing the most. Let's be so serious. Okay, I'll do it again. No, there's nothing in my spam folder either. I have it open. The only spam I have is that dumbass Translucence emails that she sent me. Because I had her blocked 3 years ago. So everything she sends me always goes to spam. But no, that's the only thing that's in there. I'm literally looking at my inbox. Oh, no. No, block your information. I don't want your address. I wasn't going to show it. I'm not going to show the letter. I'm just going to read it. I just wanted to read what you were asking for so I can give you my comparison. No, I'm not going to show your stuff. I'd feel more comfortable if you blocked your stuff out to where I didn't see it at all. But no, I'm not going to show it if it's on there. Maybe not. Like I'm over here like checking my settings to make sure I have the right email. Let me copy and paste when it's saved. Because this is totally, I'm about to change the email, by the way. Because I don't know if you know that Google is letting you go in and like change your usernames. I think you have like 3 in a lifetime to change the username on your email. So I'm going to change it to Jules with True Crime Reaction so that it actually matches the channel. But it's supposed to still like all still go to the same inbox, even if you have somebody emailing you with the old one. I haven't done it yet though. Yeah, we're going to listen to Kai's interview tonight. I'm going to go into Bethany's interviews and see just what she says about if she's seeing people or not, because I could have sworn, and a whole bunch of other people have sworn, that she says that she's not seeing anyone. And the original time that we heard that, people were like, but she was dating Jenna's brother, or she was talking to Jenna's brother at the time. Well, apparently she was also sleeping with Kai Davis, if that's the case. Yeah, it came out like about a week and a half or so ago. They announced it, that you can go in and you can change your little username. Because like people are like, we know that you created emails whenever you were younger. Now that you're an adult, you don't want the immature email that you thought was funny whenever you were 14 to be what's on your resume at 30. Yeah, that's basically why they did it. It shouldn't be not letting you email me just because of where you live. Okay. Let me just read this. No, I'm not going to show it. I just want to read it. Comparison recordings for 1122 King. So do you mean audio for that? For like the dog and the car? Because remember, they also drove the car. They also drove a car. Entire 1122 King Road surveillance. Oh, it does say that for number 2. Okay, but see in the paragraph, okay. I'm still not going to show it. But for number 2, it says the entire 1122 King Road surveillance. And in the paragraph, it says, in regards to number 2 listed above, the city has processed and released 1112 King Road surveillance footage from 12:55 a.m. to 1 p.m. on November 13th. So in her response, she's claiming it's 1112. So she probably thinks you made a typo. She probably thinks you made a typo. Is the only thing I can think of with that. And then your radio correspondence between officers memorialized in supplement number 88. Well, now I'm curious as to what the frick that says. Let me pull up the reports. Is this an MPD report, I'm guessing? Attachments linked to the report, i.e. SD card copy, reports and name of sheriff that provided the K9 for the bark audio comparisons. Getting the comparisons of stuff is a good idea. Let me check supplement number 88 so I know what you're talking about. From 1222. Oh, that one where they go out there? Is that the one where they go out there and put it back? Is that the date? Let me see. Because I know that she said that that was like the other one that they had. But no, it would be smart to get the comparisons for the dog bark, for the car that we see, the report says Brett Payne drove. That would be smart. Yeah, December 22nd, 2022, when the reinstall of the light. Yeah, no, yeah. That's definitely something that I would be interested in seeing for Shizzle. I mean, we can crowdfund that for him to get that too. Like, I will definitely donate to you to get that, because that would be interesting to see. What are they saying how much it would cost? Number 3 and 4. Oh. They're saying that radio correspondence between the guys that put the camera up doesn't exist, and that there's no information for SD card copy or any reports or the name of the sheriff that provided the K9 for the bark audio comparisons. They're saying they don't have that information. How would they not have that information? What about number one? Number one, just the $30 duplicate fee. What does it say for? Okay, so the comparison recordings, is that going to be the one that has Brett Payne's vehicle in it? Is that the one that you said you paid like $20-something for already? That's crazy that the original is cheaper than the duplicate copy. Yeah. Oh, no, it's $75.56 for 74 minutes of city staff time. You know, I asked her too. I said, how come y'all don't have receipts for redactions? And she's like, we do have receipts for redactions. It's all broken down on the paper. I said, no, you do not have receipts for redactions. You're telling me how much time the detective spent, how much per hour, and what the total cost is. You're telling me how much Amber spent, how much per hour, and what the total cost is, and the same for you. You're not telling me what you're redacting. You're not telling me that you're hiding license plates, or that a witness was talking, or that a civilian was talking, or that a date of birth was being redacted. You're not giving me redaction receipts. She, again, skirted on everything and just kept saying, well, we break it down. No, you freaking don't. No, you don't. And I said, y'all are charging us all of this money for all of this time, but you're not giving us any invoicing proving that you're actually using that amount of time. You're not marking down what you're doing to prove and justify the amount of time that you're charging us for. You're just, trust me, bro, we spent this much time and this is what we did, even though we can't show you the proof of that. And again, she just kept skirting. We break it down on the letter. Typical attorney. Typical attorney. This only has a few more minutes left. See, Dollinger is right here. He's the new chief now. This is John Lawrence, who doesn't work for them anymore. I think Gunderson is down there. I'm not really quite sure who the other guy is. But we have these body cams. So it's going to be interesting when we can go in and put them all together to show like the full picture about what was happening. Because we do have a lot of the stuff that we can now piece with timestamps. The problem, though, is that it doesn't seem like all their equipment. Maybe this is Dollinger right here. But this is definitely John Lawrence. The problem is that all their equipment's not synced. It's not synced at all. Yeah, I would love to know. I would love to know how much they paid for shit. I would really love to know how much information they've gotten and they've refused to put out here. Because again, there's no way that this channel was the first freaking people to ask for the camera footage from prior to the damn piece that they delivered. There's no way that other people were not curious about the timing of the people getting home. No one, no documentary writer, nobody throwing a Lifetime movie or anything out there. No one wanted that footage. No one? I don't believe you. I just don't. I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. Yeah, that cameraman, from what I'm understanding, is from one of the local stations. A local radio station is where I think he's from. He's somebody that's in the book that James Patterson wrote. Which, by the way, somebody posted, and again, I cannot see y'all's community posts. I'm going to reiterate. When y'all go in and y'all post on wherever it is on my channel that it lets you guys post stuff, I can literally only see the fact that something is posted. It will not let me see the full thing. It will not let me comment directly. I literally have to go and comment on somebody else's comment, and it's just annoying as shit. I don't know why it's like that. It's like that on my phone. It's like that on the computer. It's like that for all of it. But somebody, and if you're in the chat, feel free to say that it was you. Somebody pointed out that it shows that in the book, it shows that Dylan heard Ethan and Xana before all the stuff happened. And again, we know that James Patterson is full of shit. Full of shit. But I would really like, and I'm not saying I would really like to, I am going to contact Vicky Ward and James Patterson's representatives, and I'm going to contact, who the frick published this trash? Little Brown and Company. I'm going to contact them all. And I'm going to produce records to them that they should have known existed, because by the time this piece of shit came out, the document where Hippler told us that they were not home at the time the girls were ordering food, and the fact that we don't know what time Xana and Ethan actually got back has already been concreted. But somebody gave him this information, and I want to know who it was. I don't know if they're going to tell me, but I damn sure am going to ask the question. It says right here at 4:17 a.m., Dylan is in her bed, drifting in and out of a fitful post-game day sleep. The walls of her bedroom are so paper thin that earlier Dylan could hear almost everything that Maddie and Kaylee and Ethan and Xana were saying as they chatted on the couch in the living room. Where the frick did she ever say anything about hearing Ethan and Xana anywhere? Where? And it's right here on page 67. Right here in the highlight. So I would love to know who lied. Who lied? Who told you this? Emily? Did Emily and Hunter give you this false information because Dylan is lying to them? I would love to know. She never said a single word. Neither of the girls said a single word about Ethan and Xana. We know the walls were thin. We know her funky ass heard some shit. But no one said a word about Xana and Ethan. So, I want to know who lied. I want to know who lied. It is a definitive account. For people who always ask that question. A definitive account. You are now the jury. The evidence is in. Hold on, I got one more. I got one more for you. This book reads like fiction, but none of it is made up. Every detail in these pages has been meticulously sourced through interviews or has been factually documented. See the lie? See the lie? Don't even recycle it. It's not even worth it. Not even worth it. Okay, this is done. I really wish there was sound, but we have the body cams where we can know what people are talking about, so it's not too big of a deal. I feel like it is. I feel like it's just as much lawsuit material as that bullshit lawsuit we went over last night. And not even just to the people. He was suspect number one to the freaking cops. The whole time that the Goncalveses are out here protecting him, he was suspect number one, lying about being on the phone with her, which is also so crazy because they saw her phone records. So they were protecting him this whole time knowing he was lying. Knowing that he wasn't being honest about that night. And it's not just not being honest to like the cops. There's no way that he actually like told them the truth. You have to remember, there's no one claiming that Jack Decor called the Goncalveses the whole time that he was in the back of that damn cop car. He didn't call them. He didn't text them. He didn't say, hey, I don't know what the hell is going on. I got woken up to a bunch of cops down at Kaylee's house. I came down here to find out what was going on. They heard I was the ex-boyfriend. They put me in the back of a cop car. I'm not detained, but I can't be out there asking questions. I have no idea what's going on. Have you heard anything? There's none of that going on between the man that Kaylee's mother literally talked shit about her for not wanting to be with anymore after she was dead. In a big old interview for the world to see about how much of a brat she was being for not wanting to be with Jack. Which, by the way, because I'm sure she's watching, Jack's little Aunt Brooke, okay? She wants to come over here and try to act like, if you're going to say that you're not going to tell lies and you've got to be honest about the GoFundMe because I'm the one that made it. I don't give a shit who created the GoFundMe, Mrs. Ma'am. I don't. Because they didn't deserve the Range Rover, which, by the way, little Miss Jack's Aunt Brooke called it a Land Rover in her comment. And I'm like, I can't even take you seriously right now. Like, I know who you are, and I know that this is your actual account because I've known who you are for 3 years, but you don't even know the name of the vehicle. How am I supposed to take you serious? How? So I said, yeah, cool. I'll come out and say, oh, by the way, Jack's aunt made the GoFundMe, which everyone already knows. It's not going to make you look any better. It will not make you look any freaking better because now you're also out here lying for them. She's sitting here in the comments that are very well still out there and that I have screenshots of. That they begged her to refund the money because of all the mean people saying all the rude things. Lie somewhere else. Lie somewhere else. That Range Rover was supposed to be returned. The $1,000 that Kaylee's grandmother used her credit card for to finish helping Kaylee with the down payment because mommy dearest and daddy asshole would not help her was refunded. Back to grandma's credit card because a phone call was made and they were told, hey, we're going to be bringing that car back. Then here came the rain of money. Like a Las Vegas stripper joint just raining down. And they called them back and said, hold on. We suddenly rich, bro. We're going to keep it. And instead of them going and giving them the money from the GoFundMe, grandma's account was recharged again for the $1,000. That's in the police reports. I'm not making up shit. So I don't give a damn who created the GoFundMe. They didn't help Kaylee get that vehicle. They didn't help Kaylee really do a much of freaking anything according to the reports where she's talked to people about her family and how she's had to work for everything and pay for college and everything herself because they won't help her. I mean, he throws an entire child away. Of course, he's not helping this one. Not shocking. So if you're not even going to help your kid put the down payment on the vehicle that she only had for a handful of hours before she passed away, who the hell do you think you are thinking that you deserve to be driving it around? And it's just like I told little Miss Brooke in her comment. You can say whatever you want to and cool. You want to take responsibility for that GoFundMe? I don't give a shit. They're the ones who took the money. They're the ones who took the money, took the Range Rover, and then was pissed off at Kaylee because she didn't want to live the life that they wanted her to live. And I said, that includes being with your nephew. And that's how I left it. Feel free to find it because it's definitely still there. I don't care who created the damn GoFundMe. And you can say they didn't ask you, and you can say they said to refund all the money. Really? Because they sure bought the Range Rover. They're sure telling everybody that they paid for it because of all these donations that came in and, oh, now they get to keep it. He's sure driving around in documentaries in it like it's his. Now, apparently one of the other kids has it. I'm assuming it's the one here in Texas going to college because she needs a vehicle, which I'm fine with that. I have no problems with Kaylee's sister driving the vehicle. Why not? But don't come out here acting like you freaking deserve something when you didn't even help that girl get it to begin with. She busted her ass to get that thing. She sold her other vehicle. She put that down as a down payment, and you wouldn't even help her with that additional $1,000, Mr. Moneybags, Mr. Hex, Mr. I'm going to go on a freaking island vacation while the house is getting destroyed, then come back and cry about it like I actually give a shit. Kiss my fat ass, bro. Kiss it. I'm so done with these stupid people. I really am just so done with stupid people. You can say whatever you want to. When the actions have already been done, no amount of words can change history. We've already seen it. And now we have more proof of it because the reports are coming out. They're disgraceful. Plain and simple. Disgraceful. Okay. I'm going to get off of here now. I am going to set up our live for later. I don't know what time yet. I got a lot of stuff I got to do in the house. Plus, I really just want to rearrange some shit all of a sudden for no reason at all. So I don't know what time we're going to be live later. But we're going to go over the Kai Davis interview. Just keep in mind that this interview with Kai Davis was not until April of 2024. And in April of 2024, he is still claiming, even though Bethany is with a whole nother person and is engaged, that booty call buddies are still having conversations and still talking to each other. And I swear she said she wasn't dating anyone in the interviews. So I don't know why you would lie about that. Unless you had to lie about it. So I guess we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. That part too. No, I'm really OCD. I'm OCD, and like every 3 or 4 months, I rearrange the whole house. I can't help it. Yeah, why are they lying and calling him a family member when he's a whole stranger that you didn't even know existed until your daughter died? Like, legitimately, if you didn't have to go through her phone records, you'd have never known that man existed, and you're over here calling him a family member. That's creepy. That's creepy. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for the super stickers and the super chats and the little thanks and the gifted memberships and the people that joined on their own. I appreciate you guys being here. I really, really do. I'm going to look more into that because I do remember reading something about that. I didn't realize it was so close to the crime scene. I will look at that. I also find it really strange that right before this took place, they had a guy in all black on a bike path threatening people with a knife. For a place that's like, you know, nothing ever happens. Y'all sure got a lot of shit going on. But I will also say, and I said this the other day, knowing now that Ava went through like a whole thing before, and then she had like no give a damn when someone is just like jiggling her handle and trying to walk into her house. That's like the opposite of a normal reaction whenever you've been in a traumatic situation and then there's another situation that happens. Normally you're more heightened to react. You're more paranoid to react. And instead she's just like, drunk guy. Miss ma'am. If you're doing this at my freaking door, I'm holding this to the peephole. Because if you even try further, you're not going to make it. Like, I'm sorry. That's just crazy to me. But that's just me. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. I will see you guys tonight. Y'all have a great night. It's not nighttime. Y'all have a great day. Have a great few hours before we see each other again. Y'all try to relax. It is a Saturday. I know some people are working, but just try to relax. I will see you guys in a little bit. Let me go ahead and throw this out here. Please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. All right, you guys. See y'all.